At least one Heisman Trophy voter left Travis Hunter off of his ballot, and we need to talk about what was going on there, why it's important, and frankly, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, but it's probably going to entertain you. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, like this video so that you don't miss any of the segments that we upload here, as we are very close to 122,000 subscribers to this college football show where we talk about ball 24/7, 365. We go big picture. We go into the weeds. It's really about what kind of player, coach, or program we're talking about and at what time of the year. So right now, we're talking about a football team and a football player that's not playing the college football playoff, but will probably have the best watched non-12 team playoff game all year, because that is Colorado, who will play BYU in the Alamo Bowl. Both those teams are top 25 opponents. Both of those teams could have been in the Big 12 championship playing each other if they had been able to keep it together at the end. They were not. And one of those teams has the Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter. And even before this had happened, Prime had said, Travis, Shedeur, everybody will play in the bowl game. And that is remarkable given it's been some time since we last saw a Heisman Trophy winner who wasn't playing in the college football playoff play in a non-playoff, non-bowl game, non-playoff bowl game. So, for instance, so that I can untie my tongue right quick, Jaden Daniels opted out of playing last year in the ReliaQuest Bowl. He had won the Heisman Trophy, right? Joe Burrow, he's playing for a national championship, right? We keep going on the line. Devontae Smith, he was playing for a national championship. We can keep doing that sort of math all the way down, and really, you got to go out of your way to find somebody that A, is not a quarterback, right? B, is not a running back, and C, isn't on a team that won 10 games in the regular season. You're talking about a player who could win the Heisman Trophy and still was just that good. It's like Lamar Jackson. That's the company that Travis Hunter is keeping. And his winning the Heisman Trophy has been met with some consternation and some conflict. I love conflict. Conflict is how you tell a good story. Conflict is the kind of thing that gets us to watch games in the first place. I hate that team. I love that team. That's a conflict. We're here to engage in confrontation. And I love this because this is also the closest Heisman balloting since 2009, meaning that we're not just talking about players, as in Ashton Jeanty and Travis Hunter. We're talking about ideologies. We're talking about what you think college football is or isn't, and that reflecting in your ballot. Now, those of you that watch this show know that I have been stumping for Travis Hunter for quite some time. I'm also going to add here, I am not one of the 900 plus people that have a Heisman vote. Don't know how to get one. Nobody's ever asked me to get one. However, I am one of the selection committee members for the Jim Thorpe Award. They didn't ask me about Travis Hunter. I would have told them to put him on the finalist list. I've said that over and over again. I think that it's a miss for him not to be a finalist. He didn't need to win the award, but he needed to be a finalist because then you look even worse. Like, this looks even worse in comparison to Heisman's voters voted for Travis Hunter. The Bednarik Award, which is given to the nation's best defensive player, they gave this thing to Travis Hunter. And then the Biletnikoff Award, they awarded him best wide receiver in the country. So now the Jim Thorpe Award just looks foolish. And I'm sure that I'm going to catch all sorts of knives from my colleagues and some committee members because I've been vocal about this, but that's who I am. This was wrong. There was no getting around this. And whatever the consequences are for that, I'm willing to endure those because I wanted to see him a finalist. I don't want to take anybody off of the finalist list. I wanted to add him to it, but nobody asked. That said, you're also talking about Ashton Jeanty, who had a really ridiculously good season. 2,497 rushing yards, 29 TDs. His team is playing in the college football playoff. They did get a first round bye. They are the 3 seed coming out of the Mountain West. And what we're dealing with is, are you in the camp that what Travis Hunter has done is unprecedented? Because it is. Factually, that's a factual statement. Nobody has had a 1,000-yard receiving, 10 TD, 4 INT, 90-plus catch season in the history of the sport. Nobody. It's just him. And he has played effective football, productive football, impactful football on both sides, right? So I get the asinine argument that he played more snaps. Yeah, dog, he did. He played more snaps than everybody else. He also somehow did not get injured playing more snaps than everybody else. And you knew that he was playing both ways, and you still couldn't exploit him at receiver, and you still couldn't exploit him at DB. That's a you problem. If you told me that I get to play against a team that's going to have a guy going both ways, I'm going to tell you I am going to wear his ass out. I am going to make sure that we double him up when he's playing receiver, and I am only going to be running sweeps to his side. We're running toss sweep. We're running off tackle straight at him. We're going to see how far he can hold up. None of y'all did that. And if you did, it wasn't good enough. The dude gave up 6 first downs all season. He gave up 1 passing TD. He had 92 catches. He had 4 interceptions and a damn forced fumble to win a football game. Look here. I can be here cooking you all day because that's actually what I went to school to do, right? I love dialogue. I love debate. I love arguing. An essay. Give me an essay. Build an argument. This ain't your daddy's Facebook page, okay? You coming to me, you're talking to a sports talk radio host that wanted to do this. I live for the great take and the great story. That is what I'm here to do. So when I see a dude like Ian Furness, who told on himself, who said, here's my Heisman ballot, and he's got Ashton Jeanty, he's got Cam Ward, he's got Cam Scatterboo, I got to look at that and I go, all right, I don't usually talk about my colleagues in the media like this, but you made yourself the headline. And then you go look dude up. He does what I do, right? Or what I used to do. Does sports talk radio. Local sports talk radio. I came up doing 9 to 11 on the Tulsa Sports Animal 97.1 FM, the RJ Young Show. And before that, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., a nothing slot called Fight Me with RJ Young with my man Corey Hilliard on the board. I grew up doing this kind of stuff, right? So I see a stunt, and I call it a stunt. It's a stunt. Whenever you are going to say, I'm the one person sticking out, and I want to tell everybody, you're trying to make sure that everybody tunes into your radio show on Monday. Good for him, right? People are going to call in. People are going to tell him that, amen, brother, it ain't supposed to go to the best athlete. It's supposed to go to the person that had the best year. Amen, brother, I don't like his whole get down. Y'all just gassed up because of Coach Prime. Or, how dare you? How can you just ignore what Travis Hunter has done all year and say that Ashton Jeanty had a better year, even though we have lots of data to show he ain't had the best running back year by anybody ever. That's still Barry Sanders. And before that, he still hasn't caught up to Kevin Smith. He should when they play their bowl game, but that's not in the regular season or in the conference championship game. Or that Barry Sanders had 11 games to do what Ashton Jeanty has done in 13 and will get done in 14. And we don't count Barry's 226 rushing yards in the bowl game because we changed the rules on how we keep statistics now. We're inflating, right? But we've always been inflating. It's okay. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is you telling everybody you did something that most of us think is foolish. I mean, to not have him on the ballot, I can understand you not having him in 1. That part, cool, bet, I got it. Maybe even having him in 3. Maybe you but genuinely believe that Cam Ward is the best quarterback in the country, even though John Mateer had more touchdowns than he did. And John Mateer wasn't anywhere near this group, right? Maybe you believe that Cam Scatterboo and what he did against Iowa State was worthy of getting a Heisman vote before Travis Hunter. I bet. But to leave him off the ballot, that's as foolish as what the Thorpe Award did. There's no coming back from that. There's nothing to do there. And then I need to add this part because, well, it's a take. And this one's free, Ian, because I do your job. Deion Sanders has more Heisman winners than Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, Kalen DeBoer, and Ryan Day. You're welcome. I have just provided you an entire segment of talking points because it's true, right? It's also a way in which you got to think about him now. You have to think about what Prime has done and what he might do. Now, Lincoln Riley's got 3 Heisman winners, no national championships, okay? Kevin Sumlin's got a Heisman winner. He ain't coaching no more, right? We can take this in any direction, but the point is to give an angle that is new and exciting and entertaining to the audience, you, and really gets at the idea of what we do here. We have good, strong conversation around college football. So for a dude that covers hockey in Seattle, good at it, right? And does sports talk radio, it's a nice segment. It's a nice play. However, this is also the reason why I am going to go to Heisman voters and go, see, when you have people out here that are willing to act this foolish, you are diluting the pool. You're diluting the vote. I don't use any of my voting privileges to make a point. Never. The game is bigger than that. And the players that are playing the game and the coaches that are coaching the game, it's bigger than that. It's why I spend so much time talking about award shows and awards here, because that's how we shape the history of the sport. I was the person who went to the National Football Foundation first and said, wait, Mike Leach is not going to be a Hall of Famer? Because he didn't win 60% of his games. He won 59.6, by the way. They changed the rule because they understood, oh yeah, RJ, you got a point. Mike Leach is a college football Hall of Famer. Same thing happened for Chuck Ealy. I found out that one of the winningest quarterbacks ever in the sport, remarkable at what he did at Toledo, and frankly, a trailblazer at the pro level, wasn't going to get in the Hall of Fame because he never was awarded first-team All-American, even though he had done things better than some guys that were named to first-team All-American lists. But the rule is, if you are not a first-team All-American, you are disqualified from induction into the College Football Hall of Fame unless the Veterans Committee wants to put you on. They did right by him after I wrote that story and after I interviewed Chuck Ealy, because I care about that. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for preserving the game. So using your vote to make a segment or to just be a nincompoop, I can't get behind that. I can't. There are less than 50 Broyles Awards voters, and I don't think that we all did a good job this time. I told you on that Broyles Awards show what my ballot looked like, and it's reflective of not just who I think the best assistants are in the country and available to me, because I can only vote on the coaches' nominations, but it's also reflective of what other people might say down the line and what we think about this sport. So if you need to be the kind of person that needs to tell the world that you have Ashton Janty, Cam Ward, Cam Scattaboo on here, and not Travis Hunter, I'm going to ask you, what do you do with your free time? And tell me what it is, because it ain't watching ball.